After 20 years, Kingdom has finally received an official English translation. And today I want to talk about Volume 1. Is it worth reading in 2026? Is this the best time for a new reader to get into Kingdom? These are the important questions. Kingdom has always been like that. People have heard so many great things about it, but there was never an official way to support the author. So now that Volume 1 is finally here in English, let's answer the question, is Kingdom worth reading in 2026? Before we get into the story, let's talk about what this official English translation actually means. The first ever chapter of Kingdom by Yasuhisa Hara was released in 2006, and who would have thought that it would go on to become one of the most successful manga in Japan of all time? It is not an exaggeration to say that. By 2015, when it comes to overall sales, Kingdom to the present day has never failed to breach the top 10. For the last decade, 5th, 3rd, 6th, 3rd, 2nd, 9th, 6th, 10th, 7th, 5th, it is without a doubt clearly, consistently been one of the most loved manga. If we're talking strictly seinen, it has been first in sales for 8 of those years, falling to Oshinoko in 2023 and Apothecary Diaries in 2024. Fairs. Still, it was at least second in sales when it came to seinen. Not to mention, Kingdom has managed to spawn 6 entire seasons of its anime, and yet there was no official English translation until now. So Volume 1 isn't simply the start of the story. I know it might sound lame, but it is the start of something so great for so many Western manga fans. That alone already makes this release mean so much. It means something to me. Now to begin the spoiler-free review of Kingdom Volume 1. The story follows our main character Shin, a young war orphan living as a slave who has his eyes set on one dream, to become the greatest general under the heavens. The story itself is set during the Warring States period of ancient China, a time period where, in the manga's own words, the greed of mankind was unbridled. What does this mean? From the very first chapter, it is made clear that Kingdom is a world full of warfare and politics that is brutal, tragic, and unforgiving. Though Kingdom is romanticized, I mean it's a manga, it does a great job bringing us into that world. So what is Volume 1 really about? It's about how dreams often clash with reality, that a child's innocence can be suddenly ripped away just like that. While rereading Volume 1, I was reminded how quickly the story got moving. The stakes were set pretty early on. There was no insanely long warm-up, just us being thrown into the world of Kingdom and letting the things that happen speak for themselves. For a story that is constantly praised for being hype and epic, 2 of the best words to describe Kingdom, Volume 1 was actually quite emotional. Volume 1 hit hard not because it started off as something epic, but because of these emotional beats. There was one word that consistently rang throughout my mind: raw. This volume felt really raw, almost at times uncomfortable, but it works. Raw characters, raw emotion, a raw world. I would say the biggest strength of Volume 1 is its characters, especially our main character. He is someone that I consider a big reason why Kingdom is the smoothest transition to seinen for a regular shonen enjoyer. Like a shonen protagonist, Shin is loud and ambitious. His age really shows, but he immediately stands out as someone who's real. Like a seinen protagonist, Shin is constantly faced with tests against his morality. He is someone that is painfully and unapologetically human. Then we come to Sei, or Zhang, for those that have yet to hear how it's pronounced. Sei I would consider the other main character. Like Shin's shonen-esque goal of becoming the greatest general under the heavens, Sei has one of his own, no spoilers. His character does a great job contrasting with Shin, since he had a completely different upbringing. A second strength would be tone. Once again, Kingdom does a great job combining shonen and seinen elements. At times, it can be flashy with the action that we see, but through its story and world building, we can see that Kingdom at the end of the day is grounded. The reality is, this is war. This is politics. The world has been built to be brutal, no matter how strong anyone is. And honestly, I think this constant back and forth is rare to see and is why it's so enjoyable. In saying all this praise, it's not like Volume 1 is perfect. First-time Kingdom readers do not know the P that is the later volumes. The biggest criticism I have for Volume 1 is its art. Not that it's bad, but it's raw. Yes, it kinda does lean into the rawness of the story like I said before, but I'll be completely honest. It is night and day how good the current art is compared to the early early art of Volume 1. As he kept drawing more and more, Hara really learned how to cook. So I'm warning everyone now, the art is probably going to lack compared to the stuff that newer readers are currently enjoying. I mean, Kingdom was released in 2006. Another thing that might warrant a little bit of grace is the lack of action, or at least non-stop jam-packed action. Volume 1 is very much about building the world of Kingdom. I wouldn't say it is a deal breaker, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the series isn't for everybody. I think it's worth mentioning that the official English translation uses the Chinese pronunciation of the names. The fan translation for the longest time has used the Japanese pronunciation, so don't be surprised if you hear someone say Sei instead of Zheng, or Oki instead of Wang Yi. Who is that, you ask? That's for you to find out when reading Volume 1. He's awesome. But the actual English translation itself feels clean. The dialogue makes sense and feels natural, as in it sounds like the character would say things in that way. And the use of Chinese names, I'm sure, is faithful to Hara's wishes, so I'm all for it. For the first release of an official English translation, it does its job. It gives Kingdom a chance to be loved. So all this brings us back to the question of the day. Is Volume 1, is Kingdom worth reading in 2026? Absolutely yes. I know it's different coming from someone that loves Kingdom, but I did try to be not too biased and give y'all both some strengths and weaknesses. All in all, Volume 1 is a promise. The world of Kingdom is a promise that pays off if you just give it a chance. If you're even a little bit curious, give it a chance. If it's not for you after that, there's. Trust me when I say this is only the beginning. Not just literally, since Volume 2 and 3 are the only other volumes that are out, which I will be talking about next, but Kingdom gets so much better than you could possibly imagine. If you made it to the end, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you guys thought of Volume 1 if you already read it in the comment section below, or if you're still on the fence, tell me why in the comment section below. Also, it would mean a lot to me if you guys have a like, share this video with a friend, and subscribe for more videos like this.